Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. For those of you new to the channel, my name's Kevin and I'm the owner of Muddy River Tactical. We greatly appreciate you joining us and would really appreciate it if you'd click the like and subscribe button below to check out all of our videos. It really helps us get these videos out there and help more people. So today we're going to go over some of the most common mistakes and tips for concealed carry for mainly beginners, but this can go to people that have carried for decades as well. So stay with us and we're going to go over some of these biggest tips and mistakes for concealed carry in 2023. Alright guys, the number one thing in my opinion that is most overlooked, and this is beginners all the way up to people that have carried for decades, is people do not fully understand their local, state, and federal laws on concealed carry. When you decide to carry a pistol, you're taking a huge responsibility, not only for yourself, but for everybody around you. And so many people don't fully understand the laws and what they can and can't do. So I greatly encourage you guys to go out there and take classes, educate yourself, go to multiple trainers, and situation awareness, local laws, all of that plays together in the big picture. So if you go out there and you're thinking you're defending yourself, you could be doing something unlawful and you could be just as big a criminal in the court's eyes as what you're trying to protect. So definitely don't put yourself in that situation, and you need to understand all the state, local, federal laws that apply to you in your area, and that differs state by state. So what applies to us here in Missouri may not apply to you, especially, go to states like California, New York, they're even stricter on their stuff. So the last thing you want to do is be carrying a gun to protect you and those around you, and actually be putting yourself in an unlawful place and opening yourself up for a lawsuit and crime when that's not the purpose at all. So definitely my number one tip is go take classes and educate yourself on what you can and can't do and how to properly protect yourself and those around you. The second thing we're going to talk about definitely plays into number one, but in a different way. So you can go out there and understand all these laws, dive into it, know what you can and can't do. However, putting all of those into practice in situation environments and training is a whole different thing than knowing what you can and can't do by reading it and having somebody tell you. So I highly encourage, and unfortunately we do not see enough people doing it nowadays in my opinion, whether you're a beginner, especially if you're a beginner, but even those that have carried for, like we said, decades, you get in this mindset of thinking that you know everything and you don't need any training. And the firearms industry and concealed carry, that is the furthest from the truth. There's guys that have served in the military for years, police for years, that can still benefit off of somebody else's training. Everybody looks at things a little different. So the more knowledge and training you have, the more proficient you're going to be, and be more proficient to help you and those around you. So if you take situation environments that you aren't really prepared for and you put stress into that environment, without the proper training, you're not going to be able to perform like you think you are. I know a lot of people want to think that they go to the range and shoot once a year and they're good. That's just honestly not enough, and I really encourage you guys to go out there and practice more, take more classes, educate yourself, and do more than just shooting at a target at 10 yards once a year or even twice a year. Put yourself in environments that broaden your horizons and make you learn more and develop more into even situations you think you may not need. More knowledge is always a good thing. So definitely get out there. There's tons of good local trainers all over the country. And there's even courses, Sheepdog with Tim Kennedy. They have courses all over the country. You can fly and go take different courses. The SIG Academy. Go to all these different places, or just stay local, whichever you can do or afford in your budget. But go to these places and definitely broaden your horizons, and it will definitely help you in the long term. Okay, now that we got training and awareness and just general knowledge of concealed carry out of the way, the next biggest and most important thing, that this is not so much for people that have been carrying for a long time, but beginners especially, they go into this situation and choosing a pistol for concealed carry without thoroughly thinking through all the options. So if you come in and you're thinking you just want something to conceal, you kind of gravitate towards the smallest gun available, whether that be a Ruger LCP, whatever that gun may be, pocket-sized guns. Or you go and pick up the biggest gun they have in there, a 4.5-inch barrel, full-size, 5-inch, 1911, some big gun that feels good and undoubtedly shoots good, but you kind of miss some of the concealed carry point. So the way I look at choosing the right pistol for concealed carry is everybody's body is different. So if you're a small stature person, concealing a full-size firearm is going to be very difficult for you. Whereas if you're 6'5" and weigh 250 pounds, what a full-size gun may just be normal to conceal for you. So definitely think about that when you're going to the gun store. And I highly suggest going to somewhere or borrowing your buddy's guns, or go to the range with somebody that has these pistols and shoot a wide variety of pistols to see what really works for you. There's a lot of ranges out there that you can rent, say 9mm by the hour, or rent multiple different guns and just see what fits you. So what happens a lot of times is people come in and pick that small gun and they go, oh yeah, this is great for concealed carry, which yeah, undoubtedly you can concealed carry it, hide it anywhere without any issues at all. But the smaller the gun goes, generally is the harder it is to shoot that pistol. So it kind of goes back to the second thing we talked about, is training with your pistol. You want the biggest pistol that you can efficiently conceal, yet gives you the shootability. Those super small guns aren't easy to shoot, and they're not really a pleasure to shoot. So training with them, you're really not going to be motivated to train with them, which leads you down to a lot of other problems. No matter how good you are of shooting, you pick up a new gun and never shoot it, you're not going to be good at shooting that gun. So don't think just because you can shoot one gun good that you can shoot all of these pistols well, because that's just not the case. So I suggest going to try multiples and just see what fits you, but try to get, a mid-sized gun is a good all-around where you can put a 10-round mag or a 15-round mag in it, where you get some versatility. But you want a pistol big enough for you to efficiently shoot well, yet still be able to conceal. And like I said, that will change from body to body, but definitely keep that in mind when you go to pick that pistol. Don't just look at one side of the spectrum or the other. Think about everything involved, and definitely go out there and shoot these pistols so you know what you're getting into. That way, when you do get this pistol, you can involve yourself in training and shooting more and more. Ideally, if you could shoot once a month, that would be ideal. Don't buy a pistol that you're going to put in your car or carry and never shoot, because then you're putting you and those around you in not the ideal situation when you don't have the proper training with that pistol. All right, so this is where we come in at Muddy River Tactical, being a holster manufacturer. Holsters, and your choice of holsters and belts is one of the most important things once you pick that pistol, because that's how you can, first of all, conceal that pistol. If you have a holster that you can't conceal and a pistol you can't conceal, it kind of defeats the purpose. And then when it comes to belts, a lot of people don't think about a belt that supports your whole pistol, the weight of the gun, everything. So that's just as important. So the first thing to think about when you start thinking about holsters, whether it's our holsters or any holster on the market, is where you want it to carry. Inside the waistband is the easiest way to concealed carry, and what I would really urge you to go to. But from inside the waistband carry, you got leather holsters and Kydex holsters, and then hybrid holsters, which we carry all three of them, but one's not perfect for everyone. So when you go to an inside holster, you can either carry appendix carry, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, or 4 or 5 o'clock. Now there is 6 o'clock, and I left that out on purpose because I strongly urge you not to carry at 6 o'clock. It has a multitude of reasons not to. I understand you can kind of sometimes conceal there super easy, but it's just a not good place to carry it all from a defensive situation, as also from a just care for yourself situation. If you carry that gun at 6 o'clock, it's right at the base of your spine, and you fall on that wrong, slip and fall, you could literally paralyze yourself on that gun. The second thing I don't like about it is no matter what you do when you draw from 6 o'clock, you draw with your palm facing out at that position, you're drawing across your body. So you're drawing that pistol across your body to present the pistol and draw it, which is I never want the gun pointed at me if I can ever help it. And when you're carrying that way, no matter what you do, unless it's just some weird motion that's not going to be realistic in a stressful situation, that gun is going across you. So it's just not a good idea. Also, the third and another most important thing about the 6 o'clock position is from a defensive standpoint. If you're on the ground or backed up against a wall or any of those situations that happen in a fight, which whether it's a physical fight or a gunfight, a fight's a fight. You never know what situation you're going to be in that case that you could have to use your pistol. You cannot easily draw that gun from any of those physical scenarios. So it's just all around not a good deal. However, if you move up to 4 or 5 o'clock, which honestly is the most common that we see for most people, it gives you the ability to still conceal it, but also be in reach to draw it well. 3 o'clock is probably one of my least favorite, my second least favorite after 6 o'clock, which 6 o'clock I really don't even consider as an option, even though some people do. 3 o'clock would be second to worst, just because it's right there, and for me, it's not comfortable, first of all, and then second of all, it's at the most pointed part of the side of your body, so concealing it there is definitely not the easiest in the world. And then you go up to appendix carry, which I don't appendix carry. I just can't. I got just enough of a love handle that it's just hard for me to concealed carry. In the appendix position, when I sit down, it's just always it's weird to me, so I can't really pull it off. But for those that can, appendix carry is an amazing position because your gun's always presented easy, whether you're sitting in the car or just standing. It's the quickest, fastest way to draw, bar none. So if you can get away with appendix carry and you have the body shape to do it, I highly suggest appendix carry, and it works well. So as far as holsters go for inside the waistband, hybrid holsters are great. That's personally what I use every day, but they're specifically for 4 and 5 o'clock carry. They give you the 2 clips on either side, so it doesn't allow the holster to rotate, which is what I like about it. So when I go and get in my truck, if the grip hits the seat or whatever, it can't rotate. It has no movement to it. But I also get the ability to adjust the ride height and cant angle to how I want it. So yes, it is a bigger footprint, but for me, I put my gun on in the morning and I never take it off any day of the week because I'm never anywhere that I have to take the gun off. So it's just an easy put on in the morning and forget it's there situation. As far as leather and Kydex holsters, leather holsters are great for comfort. However, they do put you in disadvantages in a few different situations, which is reholstering your pistol. A Kydex holster will stay open where a leather holster will not. However, that leather holster will be more comfortable. So that's kind of a back and forth thing. There's not a right and wrong. We sell about 50-50 of each of them. And I personally use each of them at different situations. It just kind of depends on what you're doing. But leading into that, the main thing I would say about holster choice, and especially for beginners, if you've never carried inside the waistband ever, it's going to be a foreign object in your pants no matter what you do. So it's going to be different to you. It's going to feel different. It's just going to be kind of a learning curve. So for most beginners, a leather holster is a great way to start because it gives you the comfort where you always have your gun. Because at the end of the day, if you're not carrying your pistol all the time, it doesn't do you any good in any of these situations we talk about. You could have all the knowledge in the world, be the best marksman. If you're in a situation and don't have that pistol on you, it does you no good at all. So definitely think about that when you're choosing holsters. You want something that is going to be comfortable for you to carry all the time, but picking that perfect concealed carry position for you is a huge part of this concealed carry process. Lastly, you need to look at concealed carry as a complete system. Whether it's the holster, your belt, your wardrobe, your carry position, your knowledge, all of that goes together to really put you in an ideal situation to give you the confidence to concealed carry all the time. So let's say you pick the perfect pistol, get the perfect holster for you, but you don't practice, you're not going to have the confidence to really perform in any stressful situation. So how that really turns into a mistake is these people buy these holsters, and it's comfortable to them, but they're always second guessing themselves. And by that, I mean, they'll wear a holster and they're always thinking about, is something going to happen or what? And what ends up happening is they're always moving their gun or touching their gun or checking to see if it's there. And it's just because of lack of confidence. So what I suggest for you, especially when you're new to concealed carry, if you buy a pistol, that doesn't mean you have to start carrying it today. Get the confidence to carry it before you put yourself in the responsibility of your life and others' lives. Carry that holster around the house, around the yard, around different places. Go to classes, go to training, practice drawing from that. You know, if you're not used to drawing from that holster, it's going to do you no good in a real life situation. Practice all of these things so that when you do go out in the open world, just like your normal life, concealed carrying, you have no doubt on where your pistol is, how you draw your pistol. None of that is even a factor anymore. So the faster you can get to that confidence, the better you will be, and the more safe and secure and confident you'll be in your concealed carry experience altogether. So those are the main things I would say to definitely be ready for concealed carry. If you have any other tips or tricks that we kind of forgot about, you know, this is going to be the first part of many videos we're going to do on this, because we could talk for days on this subject. But this is just the main, you know, for beginners especially, the main tips that I would start you with. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, definitely leave them below. We're definitely always here to help. Or if you got an idea of something that you'd like to hear us talk about, because like I said, there's so many things we could go into on this, leave it in the comments and we'll definitely try our best to get a video on that as well. Our main goal here at Muddy River Tactical is not only to provide you with the best holsters on the market, but also to help you along your concealed carry journey. Because at the end of the day, even if you have one of our holsters and you love it, if you don't have the knowledge that surrounds everything else, you're missing the system and we're doing you an injustice. So if you have any questions, leave them below, or you can even email us at support@muddyrivertactical.com. I'm always here to help. So don't think we're just a holster company and I just care about selling you a holster. I'm here to answer any questions you may have along the way. So thank you guys for watching. We truly appreciate it. Until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.